What is the most genuis marketing strategy a company has ever used? There was a real estate company that took a bunch of shells, branded them with their logo and put them along the shoreline in time for a colony of hermit crabs that came out to find their new homes. Crabs picked up the branded shells and migrated back to the ocean. They caught the event on video and made a commercial about helping you find your new home. Brilliant. P.T. Barnum once had an act with a woman named Heth purported to be 160 years old and a nursemaid to George Washington. To boost ticket sales, he would send scathing, anonymous letters to the editor of the newspapers in whatever town Heth was currently appearing and saying the act was a fake and she wasn't really 160 years old. That would stir up controversy and people would come and buy a ticket to decide for themselves. In the 90s, Pepsi wasn't doing so well in the Philippines, so they came up with something called number fever. It was a normal Pepsi bottle, but on the back of the bottle cap there was a number. Every night on TV I think someone would read the winner numbers and the people with the corresponding number would win from a few dollars to approximately $1 million. This was really popular at the time because a lot of people were suffering from poverty. Sadly, a few years later something happened called the 349 incident. The number, which was supposed to be the winner number for $1 million, was produced way too much due to a computer error or something like that. Thousands of people started to protest because they wanted their money, which led to number fever being discontinued. Wendy's Twitter managed to make a multi-million-dollar company look like your relatable sassy friend by roasting others. The whole build-up to the Blair Witch Project. When Volvo hijacked the Super Bowl commercials. Whenever a commercial came on for a car company, it turned into a Volvo ad via Twitter. https://marketingexamples.com/viral/volvo-contest https://marketingexamples.com/viral/volvo-contest. Way back, I remember the first, and for the longest time, only crossover ad, and it was brilliant. You think you're watching a commercial for Trix cereal, and the rabbit steals the bowl of Trix and runs away, but after making a few deeks and turns, he rounds a bush and manages to get away with the bowl of cereal. But then he looks down with a dejected look at the bowl in his hands and a message pops up on the screen. Got milk? I laughed my ass off. The Monopoly game at McDonald's is pretty good. The chances have always been absolutely shit that you'll actually win anything of value, but we used to get that paperboard every year and try to fill it up when I was a kid. KFC replacing turkeys with fried chickens as the annual Christmas tradition across the entire Japan. Coca-Cola putting people's names on the bottles was a stroke of genius. Diamond industry. They linked diamonds with engagement and did lots of other things. Blair Witch Project, the original. They were the first to utilize the web during a period where information was scarcer and harder to confirm, so many thought it was real, something that could have only been achieved in that particular time period, not before, not after. Genius nefarious. BP inventing personal carbon footprint calculator, so that individuals can be shamed for any wasteful, harmful behavior, while taking the pressure off fossil fuel companies for the extensive damage they've done to the planet. The Old Spice ads about the man your man could smell like if he used Old Spice. They figured out a lot of men's body wash is bought for men by women. So they advertised straight to women. Rebranded a line of products that were known for being what your grandpa wears, to being incredibly sexy. In the 90s, R.J. Reynolds' Camel cigarettes came out with the advertising campaign for Joe Camel. It was so successful that studies showed by age 6, nearly as many children could correlate Joe Camel to cigarettes as could correlate Mickey Mouse to Disney. In the 90s, Pfizer created sildenafil as treatment for hypertension and altitude sickness. It was supposed to be marketed towards mountain climbers, or people who are having difficulty acclimating to higher elevations. It worked by increasing circulatory blood flow and delivering more oxygen to the body. However, one of the unusual side effects of sildenafil was that the increase of blood flow gave male users massive uncontrollable erections. They tried to workshop a solution to the problem. They tried to downplay the severity of this side effect in clinical trials, but then they decided, instead of subdue the boner, they would embrace the boner. Today, sildenafil is still widely used among those braving extreme altitudes. But instead of asking for it by its original name, they would ask for it by a name that became entrenched in the mind of American advertising through Pfizer's wildly lucrative spin on marketing. A little blue pill, called Viagra. Head on, apply directly to forehead. Head on, apply directly to forehead. My real answer would have to be the George Foreman grill, asterisk knock out the fat, asterisk. Without that endorsement no one would care about it. Almost every home and dorm room had one of those things. I always thought the Orkin ads that looked like some normal commercial and then a roach would crawl across your screen was genius. Heard many TVs were broken because of those ads. 2 I can cite. The first one was the famous Hershey's Kisses ad that plays around Christmas in the US. Apparently, a Hershey's executive didn't want to make a Christmas ad and gave only a shoestring budget for the project, which they managed to capitalize on. Using only about 11 Hershey's Kisses and the sound of a bell choir playing, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," they produced a short and sincere commercial that managed to get the point across rather effectively. It's been aired every Christmas since 1989, being one of the longest-running ads in the country before being remade in 2012 with CGI. In the UK, there's a famous ad campaign regarding the products of the Bisto, **edit, **I got the product wrong. It was OXO range of gravy powder, stock bouillon cubes and granules. But what the ad agency did was produce them as if they were a series of short dramas about a family, producing them continuously for over a decade in the UK. Families grew invested in the on-screen story that lasted for years, until the storyline ended with the on-screen family moving out of their house. In fact, when the actress playing the mother died, it hit UK headlines. They also brought back the most famous Christmas ad that year and aired it during the commercial break of Coronation Street's Christmas episode, one of the most lucrative ad spots of the holiday, solely as a tribute to her. Not sure where I heard this, I think Mad Men, but it went like this: I am not a marketing genius. Whoever came up with buy one get one free is a marketing genius. My favorite example of brilliant marketing is Coke, but not the rebranding I see mentioned in the comments already. Movie theaters. I don't know about anybody else, but I have never, not once, been to a theater and seen any ad for any beverage other than Coke. The mental pairing of popcorn, a Coke, and a movie was pure genius that still works. Michelin creating the Michelin Guide to sell tires. Michelin, the tire company, figured out rich people had cars but they wouldn't drive them enough to wear out their tires. So they decided to invent a reason and started publishing a guide of the best posh places to visit and eat. New Coke. Take away the long-beloved flavor of Coca-Cola and replace it with a Pepsi-tasting knockoff. After a few months of starving the population of Coca-Cola, bring it back as Coke Classic and rake in millions. I seriously doubt that it was planned this way, as New Coke was a major blunder, but in the end it actually boosted sales of Coke Classic, so it's fun to think that it was all a big marketing conspiracy. Well, I fucking hate it, but whoever came up with selling beer showing hot babes was right on the money. The Wendy's, "Where's the beef?" ad in the 80s was so big they made significant money from t-shirts of the tagline. Tobacco industry hijacking feminist movement to get women to smoke more. There's a lot of good examples here. I would like to add Jägermeister in the US. They took a liqueur that had a reputation in Germany as something old people would occasionally sip after a dinner and turned it into an essential party per bar shot in the US. I seem to recall hearing that Aquafresh doubled their sales of toothpaste by simply including images of the larger-than-needed dollop, with the little loop, of toothpaste being applied to toothbrushes. In reality, a much smaller amount is necessary. I just watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. Pretty much De Beers from ground up. Find a bunch of shiny rocks, hoard them, polish them up, then make up a brand new tradition of diamond engagement rings which people somehow accept. Profit. Bird Box by Netflix. Didn't it turn out that all the memes were started in-house by them and it was a guerrilla marketing scheme? There was a local pluming company who had a contest where the person with the oldest water heater would win a free one. You just had to email them a picture. You replace one old water heater and get a free list of contacts who have really old water heaters. I was very impressed. How Francis Geraghty from De Beers coined that, "A diamond is forever." This and the clever marketing strategy around diamonds, made diamonds seem rare despite mass mines being found in South Africa. https://blog.hubspot.com/marketing/diamond-de-beers-marketing-campaign. The first Paranormal Activity initially was going to be a limited theatrical release, but they had an online petition to bring it to a wide release. On the petition page was a counter for all the signatures in real time. It was a huge number that just kept going up, and up before your eyes, not unlike the US debt clock. Eventually there were enough signatures, and the movie made it to wide release by popular demand. But as it turns out, the counter on the petition page was just a JavaScript function that made it increase at arbitrary intervals and no one was really signing the fucking thing. The movie was always going to hit theaters, but the fake petition allowed them to express how demanded the movie was. Pair that with the fake shots of horrified audience reaction and you had a horror movie event on your hands. My marketing professor told me that Drano was the perfectly marketed product, because what other product do you buy to literally pour down the drain? Needless to say, I am now woke and fill up my laundry detergent and mouthwash to about 80% of the recommended lines. You're not fooling me, big mouthwash. I would say Lil Nas X shitposting on Twitter, not spending a dime and then went on breaking all sorts of records. I like the Amazon, "You just started a book," ads that I just started noticing today. It's just the first sentence and then it tells you what book you just started reading so you can click and buy it. Lucidchart, a flowchart making web app thing, has a YouTube channel where it makes comical meme flowcharts. For example, Furry Potatoes, which is a non-serious and funny emo video. Took me a while to realize they were actually ads. Only 2 in stock, followed by this item is in 5 people's cart. Using the terms gingivitis and herpes scared people, and athlete's foot, removed a bad stigma thought with a positive one. I think IHOP's fake rebranding to IHOB, International House of Burgers, was pretty genius just to promote the fact they serve things other than pancakes. I never go to IHOP, but the weird plot twist at first even had me interested. Apple's original iPod commercials. TBH, almost all of Steve Jobs' ideas were extremely genius marketing strategies. His early products were on par with many other, much cheaper, variants. But the way they were marketed turned them into status symbols. Then the iPhone hit and it was like an iPod you could make calls on. I mean shit, they make their phones with less customization and power than their Android counterparts and charge more for it. The new, Apple is unhackable, thing is largely a marketing strategy as well. Sure, they're a bit more secure, but nothing is totally secure. Nike in the 1996 Olympics. They basically bought almost all billboard space in Atlanta, gave athletes shoes and equipment, put up an official tent in the Olympic Village. Reebok spent over $50 million to be the official Olympic sponsor. Every outdoor shot of a facility on TV had a Nike logo. Every outdoor race, marathon, cycling, etc., had Nike logos in the background. Best case of ambush marketing in recent times. Resulted in significant changes to marketing rules for the Olympics. https://www.adweek.com/brand-marketing/how-nike-brilliantly-ruined-olympic-marketing/forever-1728999/closing square bracket opening parenthesis/www.adweek.com/brand-marketing/how-nike-brilliantly-ruined-olympic-marketing/forever-1728999/closing parenthesis.